Welcome to the How Good It Can Get podcast, where we dive deep into the transformative journey from surviving to thriving. Join me, your host, Andrea Rice, on this empowering exploration of mindfulness, spirituality, and unlocking your full potential. Let me show you just how good it can get.
Okay, so this whole unlocking your higher consciousness thing, right?
Yeah.
Like tapping into limitless potential. It kind of sounds like,
Yeah.
a whole mountaintop guru kind of situation.
It really does have that vibe to it, right?
Right.
But what's really fascinating is that we found this guide that claims to jumpstart that journey
Okay.
in just 7 days, no mountain trek required.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're diving into today, right?
Hey.
Unlocking your higher consciousness.
Yeah.
A 7-day roadmap to jumpstart a life of limitless possibilities
Right.
by Andrea Rice.
Absolutely.
So this book,
Yeah.
it's packed with exercises and philosophy and all that. We're going to distill it down.
Yeah, let's break it down.
And see if this lives up to this very bold promise.
Absolutely.
Day one jumps right into gratitude. But it's more than just feeling grateful.
Yeah.
It's about making it a practice.
Right.
In fact, there's this great quote in here from Rumi,
Okay.
the poet, who says, wear gratitude like a cloak and it will feed every corner of your life.
I love that quote.
It's so good.
It really does highlight how gratitude can impact every single aspect of our life.
Yes.
Not just our mood in that moment, but
Right.
it can really seep into
Yeah.
everything we do.
It's like the foundation
Yeah,
for everything.
absolutely.
And then they follow that up with a suggestion for a 10-minute walking meditation,
Okay.
which feels very approachable, I think.
Very much so. Very approachable.
Even for beginners.
Yeah, and focusing on those physical sensations during that walk really ties into mindfulness, which we know has so much research backing up its stress-reducing benefits.
Oh my gosh, I need that.
Right.
My mind is like a hamster wheel, constantly.
I hear that.
Gnawing.
And Rice makes a good point in that mindfulness isn't about emptying your mind completely.
Right.
Which, let's be honest, is
Impossible.
basically impossible for most of us.
Right.
It's more about gently guiding it back to the present moment whenever it wanders off.
See, that actually makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Because I always thought I was doing meditation wrong.
Right.
Because my mind would be racing.
Yeah.
But if it's about just acknowledging it and coming back to the breath.
Exactly. It's that noticing those thoughts without judgment
Okay.
and bringing your attention back to your breath, your body,
Okay.
whatever your point of focus is.
That's a good segue into day two, which is all about being present now.
Okay.
Rice really emphasizes that the present moment is all we truly have.
Mm-hmm.
Because the past is just memory and the future is unknown.
Right. And they even quote Eckhart Tolle in the book,
Oh, wow.
the author of The Power of Now,
Okay.
saying people don't realize that now is all there ever is.
Wow.
His whole thing is about how the more we can dwell in the present moment, the more at peace we become,
Right.
which actually aligns perfectly with what Rice is saying here.
Totally. And it's not like we're adding a million things to our to-do list.
Right.
Because it's really just about shifting your attention to what you're already doing.
Yeah, and finding those little pockets of mindfulness in your everyday life,
Totally.
like you were saying, and bringing that awareness to it.
Yeah.
It's not about doing more. It's just about shifting our approach
Right.
to what we're already doing.
Okay, so day three. Things get a little
interesting.
interesting.
Because Rice brings in this concept of affirmations,
Okay.
which might sound a little woo-woo at first,
Oh, yeah?
but they tie it back to this idea of actively shaping our reality.
Okay, so break this down for me.
Yeah.
What exactly do they mean by affirmations and how do they work?
So Rice suggests using affirmations like, I am lucky, everything always works out for me, or I am a magnet for all good things.
Yeah.
And what's so fascinating is how they tie this back to the power of the words I am.
Right.
They're saying these are some of the most powerful words
Okay.
that you can speak because you are literally declaring who you are in the world.
So it's not just about thinking the positive thoughts. It's about actually claiming them
Yes.
as your reality.
Exactly. And she doesn't stop there.
Oh.
She suggests repeating these affirmations until you actually feel the emotions associated with them.
Oh, wow.
So it's not enough to just say the words.
Right.
It's about actually embodying that feeling.
Okay.
Really stepping into that energy.
So it's like a visualization almost.
Exactly. Like a
Right.
powerful visualization technique.
So if I'm saying I am lucky, I'm also trying to think about
Yes.
what it feels like to be lucky.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the more you do that, the more you start to embody that belief,
Okay.
which then begins to create real changes in like our thoughts, our behaviors,
Right.
and even the opportunities that present themselves to us.
Interesting. So it's kind of like you're retraining your brain
Exactly.
to look for those things,
Yeah.
and then you're attracting them to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
The whole comes back to energy, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So what comes after that?
So this is where it gets really interesting because day 4 is all about manifestation.
Okay.
Bringing your desires into reality.
Which I feel like has kind of a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah, it gets a little...
Like it's all just wistful thinking.
Totally.
Yeah.
But Rice takes a more grounded approach here,
Okay.
breaking manifestation down into actual actionable steps.
Okay. I like that. So what are the steps?
So it starts with first getting really clear about what you want.
Okay.
Like crystal clear. And then she guides you through visualizing yourself already living that dream.
Okay.
Like really feeling it.
Okay.
Smelling it, experiencing it as if it's happening right now.
So not just like, I want to be this, but like I am this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Really stepping into that energy.
Got it.
And then the next step, which I think is super important, is actually believing in your manifestation.
Okay.
Not just intellectually, but like deep down in your core.
Yeah, that's hard.
Believing that it's possible for you.
Yeah, because I feel like we have so many of those like limiting beliefs
Yes.
that can really sabotage us.
Absolutely. Our limiting beliefs can be so sneaky,
Right.
which is why she emphasizes releasing attachment to the outcome.
Okay.
Basically, it's like wanting it, but also being okay if it doesn't work out
Yeah.
exactly how you pictured it. Trusting that there's like this bigger plan unfolding.
That the universe has your back.
Exactly.
That's where the trust comes in.
Exactly. And I also like how she weaves in gratitude here as well.
Okay.
She talks about being grateful for what we already have
Yeah.
because that creates this positive energy that can actually like fuel the manifestation process.
Right, because it's like that's the foundation
Yes.
for everything else.
It's a recurring theme throughout the book,
Right.
for sure.
Okay, so we've gotten all these like tools and techniques,
Right.
but then real life happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we actually integrate these practices into our already busy lives?
I know, because you go on like a retreat
Yeah.
and then you come home to your messy apartment.
Exactly.
Like,
Like, okay, back to reality.
Yeah, know what?
How do we make it last
Right.
in the real world?
Okay.
And Rice actually dedicates day 5
Yeah.
to this very issue, making it stick.
Okay, what's her secret sauce?
So for starters,
Yeah.
she emphasizes the importance of daily rituals,
Mm-hmm.
weaving these practices into the fabric of our everyday life.
So like making them as routine as brushing your teeth.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but it's got to be more than just going through the motions, right?
Totally. It's about embodying
Okay.
those empowering beliefs.
Okay.
It's one thing to like say your affirmations, but do we actually believe them?
Right.
Deep down.
Deep down, yeah.
That's where the real work comes in.
Especially if you're dealing with like years
Right.
of negative self-talk.
Totally. And she acknowledges that she talks about how important it is to become aware of those limiting beliefs that might pop up and to consciously choose to replace them
Right.
with these positive affirmations that we're talking about.
Okay.
So it's like a constant process of choosing those empowering thoughts
Okay.
over and over again.
So this is active.
Yes,
This is not passive.
very active.
Okay.
And it's not just about thinking positive thoughts all the time either.
Right.
There's action involved.
Because you can't just sit around
Exactly.
and wait for it to come.
You can't just like put it out there and just wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Rice is very clear that manifestation requires inspired action.
Okay, so there is action.
Yes.
Okay.
Aligning our actions with our intentions.
Gotcha.
Taking those steps towards our dreams,
Yeah.
even if they're small.
So it's like this dance between the inner work
Exactly.
and then the outer, like
Yes.
taking action.
They work together.
They have to work together.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is where day 6 comes in,
Right.
which is all about the power of habit formation.
Okay.
And Rice really emphasizes the importance of starting small
Oh, absolutely.
when it comes to building new habits.
I'm a recovering overachiever, so I know this trap well.
Right.
Like, you want to go all in.
It's so tempting to change everything at once,
Yeah.
right?
It's not sustainable.
And it's so easy to get overwhelmed.
Yes.
And that's just a recipe for burnout,
Yeah.
which is so relevant here because we're talking about making lasting changes
Right.
to our mindset and our habits, which takes time and consistency.
Okay.
Small steps,
Okay.
consistently applied, can lead to remarkable transformations.
It's like you go to the gym once,
Right.
you don't come out ripped.
Exactly. You got to
You got to keep at it.
it's a practice.
Yeah.
Speaking of consistency,
Yeah.
you've made it to day 7.
Wow. Day 7.
You've been rocking this higher consciousness thing.
Yes.
What does Rice suggest for this final day?
Okay. So
Day
day 7.
Day 7.
We've spent a week
Yes.
with gratitude, mindfulness affirmations. We've even dipped our toes into manifestation.
We're manifesting.
What's the grand finale?
Right. So day 7 is all about taking a step back, celebrating how far we've come, and setting intentions for the future.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Because it's not just like, okay,
Right.
you're conscious now, good luck out there.
Exactly. It's not like you graduate
Right.
and you're done.
Yeah. So what does that look like?
So Rice encourages us to look back over the past week and really acknowledge the progress that we've made.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be some huge, massive shift.
Right.
Even just like small changes in our thinking or our habits are worth celebrating.
That's so important because I think we often are so focused on what we haven't done yet
Yes.
that we forget to acknowledge how far we've come.
Absolutely. It's about giving ourselves credit
Right.
for like putting in effort.
Yes.
Celebrate those victories no matter how big or how small,
Okay.
because they all add up over time.
Celebrate the wins. Check.
Yes,
Check. Yeah.
let's do that. So once we've celebrated our progress, then it's time to set our intentions for the future.
Okay.
So what practices really resonated with you during this week? What habits do you want to continue to cultivate moving forward?
So you're using that reflection
Exactly.
to then inform how to move forward.
Exactly. It's about taking ownership of our own growth.
Right.
And remembering that this 7-day program is really just a starting point,
Yeah.
a jump start
A taste.
to this journey of unlocking our higher consciousness.
Because it's not like higher consciousness is like this
Right.
thing you get and then you're done.
Right. You don't just arrive at
Yeah.
higher consciousness.
It's a practice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing I really appreciate about Rice's approach is that it doesn't require any special equipment.
Right.
Guru's retreats,
Yeah, you don't have to go to Sedona.
we don't have to go to Sedona.
Right.
It's all about tapping into that power that we have within that's available to each and every one of us.
Okay, so they've given us the map.
You've given us the map.
It's up to us to take the journey,
Absolutely. And to remember that it is a journey,
Yes.
not a destination.
not a destination.
There are going to be ups and downs and twists and turns along the way,
Right.
but that's all part of the process.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of this journey of growth and self-discovery.
I love that. Well, as we kind of wrap up this deep dives,
Yes.
I'm so curious to know,
Yeah.
what is one small step that you are inspired to take
Yes.
based on what we talked about?
Keep that in mind
Okay.
as you move forward.
Okay.
And remember, even small changes consistently applied can lead to remarkable transformations.
I love that. I'm ready. Let's do it.
You've been listening to the How Good It Can Get podcast. Remember, the power to transform your life is within you. So stay mindful, stay empowered, and keep embracing how good it can get.